Hello and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Today it's a little different because I haven't actually had much time to play Elite Dangerous this week. I haven't been playing, not because of the disappointment of Frontier this week. They haven't stepped up at all, have they? Really, they seem to have run off and hid. I mean, they were doing live stream. No, no, no. We're just going to put a post out, which is all great, but they should have followed that up with a live stream anyway. And even if they just kept the live stream within the parameters of that post, at least it would have been something, but they didn't do that. So anyway, the footage we're watching, this is of my alt account, my Explorer account, and it's of my final jump when I get to the destination, which is Sagittarius A. We are in the closest system to it, and unfortunately, because of the star is right there, I should have chose a planet a bit further away. You can't really see Sagittarius in the star field because it's a bit too bright. So anyway, we'll take off. We'll go into Super Cruise, and we'll try and get a bit further away from the star and see if we can spot it in the because it's obviously it doesn't stand out because it's not a star as such. It's a black hole. So you're looking for a patch of nothingness really in the star field, and the star field is packed in this part of the galaxy. It's there we go. That's Sagittarius right there. So if you spotted it, well done. I did not. So what we'll do a super cruise jump, and then we'll go into we get a bit further from the star, and then see if we can see it before targeting it again, and then doing that final jump. I wasn't in a hurry to get to. I mean, I've spent 2 years getting to this point, and it's not been a constant 2 years. It's been as and when I felt like it. With a couple of detours along the way. I think I went to the Eagle Nebula first. That's where I've headed. When I got to the Eagle Nebula, I think I bought Horizons. It took me quite a while to get to the Eagle Nebula because I was just doing I think I was doing 10 jumps every few days or something, and then I might have upped it to 30 when I felt like it, and then I maybe didn't play it at all for a while. So yeah, I got to the Eagle Nebula, bought a Horizons because I think that was on sale, and then needed a buggy because I could land, couldn't get out of the ship. So that meant I ended up in Colonia, and then from Colonia I went to the Great Annihilator, which is another black hole, which is quite a big black hole, not as big as Sagittarius. And then I moved on to here for this jump. Did you spot it, by the way? I forgot to mention it. So I didn't spot it. But if you go back and have a look, once you're in Super Cruise, because obviously I pushed it past to where it didn't have the long trip. I put it to where it was Starfield. Look at the Starfield though. I mean, some of them stars, there's some bright ones in there, and some, yeah, that's just awesome. It's almost daylight in every system in this area. It's fantastic. So here we go, the big jump with no star showing at the end of the destination like you would normally get, obviously. And I've seen this before. I've watched this on a few other videos, and there we go. That's the end of my 2-year trip. It's a shame that there's no landable bodies in this system, but it's just this and another star, which is fairly, a star you find in any other system, I suppose. I don't know if there's anything different, special about it. Um, just one black hole, but it's a big one. If you go to the Great Annihilator by chance, there is two black holes in there. There's the one as you enter, and then the other star or the other body in there is another black hole, which is a fair distance away, which is a little bit smaller, but still quite big. In terms of the black holes you generally find scattered on the outskirts of the bubble, because there are some that aren't actually that far outside the bubble, but they're tiny. Obviously, the famous one, which is in Maya. So if you head to Maya, that's where you'll find Obsidian Ant Station, or Obsidian Station, or thereabouts, or something along those lines. Anyway, you'll know it when you see it. And then obviously there's a black hole in that system, but it's also inside a nebula, so that's makes it kind of special and helps you see the black hole a little better, because some of the black holes are quite difficult to see. You have to try and line them up against something to get the distortion. With this, yeah, you ain't got to try at all. It's just there. Look at the size of that thing. Yeah, I made sure the orbital line. I don't normally fly with orbital lines on, but with this account, I think I pretty much always do. I do have some hull damage, and it's generally. I think when I left Colonia, I got some hull damage, a few jumps in, and it was like, do I turn it out now? So it'd be fine. And then I think I got a little bit more. The same when I left. Um, oh no, it's 100. Oh yeah, because there's a station. That's right. There's a station a couple of jumps from Sagittarius now, which I don't think there used to be, or maybe it's a planet. But there's somewhere you can land and hand in some trade data. It's less than 10 light years away from where we are currently. And there's also, I believe, in this system a fleet carrier, which I'm thinking about getting on and seeing where that goes, if it goes anywhere, because I'm a bit unsure what to do with this account now I've got here. And I think my friend Zeno is a similar thing. The whole point of this account was just to get here, to say, because I didn't want to bring my other account out because it takes it out of the bubble for quite a while. And then we had engineers and all that stuff coming as well. Yeah, so this is the nav point, the tourist beacon. So considering you haven't seen ships in ages, all of a sudden there's quite a few around, and a little bit of information on the centre. Okay, my 2 cents on Elite. So I'm not going to say too much because I think everything's been said and has been said far better than I can put it. I mean, a lot of the main community community contributors aren't really pushing out Elite Dangerous videos at the moment. If there's any news, they put something out for that. But other than that, they're not really doing anything on it. Um, I have noticed a massive difference in Elite since, because obviously I stopped following them on a weekly basis for the last year or so, or a couple of years. And what I remember, it was for when Horizons come up, for before it came out and also after, they used to run streams with the dev team on it. And I think one of the guys that was always on there, which was Sandro Samarco, who was the lead designer, I believe. He was always on the stream, well, not every week, but he was on there a lot. And some of the other devs who I don't remember because I think they used to mix them up a bit. But they used to go through and show you early shots of game footage. And because I remember when we saw the planets, we got to see them driving around on them. And I think they showed us a crater and driving into the crater and talking about how big the crater was, because obviously they were doing the scale. It was phenomenal, and this is what we had to come. It was just the height was awesome. We just couldn't wait to get our hands on it. And then we knew, because obviously in the pitching videos for Elite, when Brabham said about he said we will be walking on inside our ships. And Sandro Samarkand saying he would like to have it where we clear up spillages inside our ships and do it like doing stuff like when you're in battle, having people running around doing repairs. This isn't new. This has been done in Star Wars Galaxies. We used to do this. That's not even running anymore in an official capacity. You can still play it on an Emu. But yeah, we used to have people. So I had a gunship that had 8 turrets, 2 of which were controlled by the captain. The other 6 were player controlled. We used to have crafters in a little crafting bay with making repair kits given out to other players who would be running around the ship, fixing your capacitors, your thrusters, your cannons if one of them got hit and went out, and a number of other things they would have to do to maintain the ship, to stop it exploding while you're doing multiplayer fights against other crews doing exactly the same thing. But apparently walking around your ship or having access to your ship is not gameplay in any way, and the lack of imagination from a game developer is staggering for me. Now, I'm going to post a link in the description of a playlist from Frontier, from their YouTube channel, about the upcoming release of Horizons. And I don't know, I just think for me there's a massive difference in the way they present it, the way they pushed it out, and they just felt more open to me back then. They answered questions on live streams, which they don't seem to want to do that now.